The topic of this video is finding the difference quotient of a function. Let's look at a problem. Given f of x equals 2x squared plus 2x plus 7, find the difference quotient. F of x plus h minus f of x all divided by h. Okay, when finding a difference quotient, the best thing you can do is to recognize is that there are three parts. We have this part, which I'll outline here in green. We'll have this part, which I'll outline here in brown. And then we have the h part, which is so small it doesn't need its own color. Okay, so let's spend a little bit of time with each one of these parts. We're going to begin by working in our side workspace. We're given in the problem that f of x is equal to 2x squared plus 2x plus 7. The green part of the difference quotient asks us to find f of x plus h. This is an example of evaluate a function with a new input. Notice that the x plus h is sitting where the x used to be. This means that x has been replaced with x plus h. Therefore, on the other side, each of those x's must also be replaced with an x plus h. Therefore, we have f of x plus h equals 2 parenthesis x plus h close parenthesis squared plus 2 parenthesis x plus h close parenthesis plus 7. This is the green box part of our problem. Okay, now let's turn our attention to the brown box. The brown box is f of x. Good news, that's given to us in the problem. We know what f of x equals. So then we have this as the brown box part of our problem. And then finally, everything is divided by h. We now have everything we need to construct the difference quotient. Green box minus brown box, all divided by h. Green box minus brown box, all divided by h. Let's begin. First, green box. We have 2 parenthesis x plus h close parenthesis squared plus 2 parenthesis x plus h close parenthesis plus 7. Subtraction sign is part of the difference quotient formula. Now, we're replacing f of x with something new. And because it's after subtraction, it must be put in parentheses. So minus parentheses 2x squared plus 2x plus 7 close parentheses. Then that whole thing is divided by h. Okay, now we begin to simplify. So, order of operations says that exponents come before everything else. So we need to figure out what is x plus h squared. Let's also do this in our side workspace. So we have x plus h in parentheses squared. That's the same as an x plus h times a second x plus h. Using the FOIL multiplication method, x times x is x squared, x times h is hx. Notice that I've chosen to put the variables in alphabetical order. H times x is hx, h times h is h squared. Because these are in alphabetical order, it makes it very easy to recognize that these are like terms, and that xh plus xh, or in this case, hx plus hx, is equivalent to 2hx. And of course, I still have the x squared and the h squared on either side. So this part of my problem is this 3-term polynomial. All right, so I have 2 parentheses x squared plus 2hx plus h squared plus 2 times the x plus h plus 7 minus parentheses 2x squared plus 2x plus 7 all over h. Okay, the next thing we're going to do with our order of operations is multiply with the distributive property. So this 2 is going to distribute to those 3 terms. This 2 is going to distribute to those 2 terms. This negative is going to distribute to those 3 terms. So the result is 2x squared plus 4hx plus 2h squared plus 2x plus 2h plus 7 minus 2x squared minus 2x minus 7 all divided by h. Okay, the next thing we want to do is simplify our numerator. I notice there are several terms here that can cancel. 2x squared minus 2x squared cancels to 0. Plus 2x minus 2x cancels to 0. Plus 7 minus 7 cancels to 0. This leaves us just 3 terms in the numerator. They are 4hx plus 2h squared plus 2h, and everything is still divided by h. Okay, let's create a little room to continue solving this problem. Okay, so we have 4hx plus 2h squared plus 2h over h. When you have multiple terms in a numerator being divided by a single term in the denominator, each term of the numerator gets divided by the single term in the denominator. So this can be written as 4hx over h plus, I'm going to choose to write 2h squared as 2h times h. I think you'll agree with me that this and this are equal. H times h is h squared, times 2 is 2h squared, plus 2h over h. All right, now we're going to simplify each one of these fractions. Anything divided by itself is 1. So h divided by h is 1. H divided by h is 1. H divided by h is 1. All right, so now we simplify. 4 times 1 times x is 4x, divided by 1 is 4x, plus 2 times h times 1 is 2h, divided by 1 is 2h, plus 2 times 1 is 2, divided by 1 is 2. Our final answer is 4x plus 2h plus 2. As you can see, the difference quotient is a long process, so you have to pay attention to the little details. Be careful.